coolness has started. My name is Matt Carter. You're watching episode number 106 of the show right here on Shaw TV. Musical guests in behind me. Take one part Kyle, one part Marty, get him shaken and stirred, and then put on some pretty crazy hats and scratch, and you've got the big mess. This Nanaimo father and son team is undeniably indescribable, yet endlessly entertaining. We're gonna get all sorts of great music from an interview later on this hour. Also coming up on the show, we actually have a number of spotlights on local musicians, including Celtic Chaos. They're a trad Celtic band, not to be confused with Ulster Upheaval, Scottish Shuffle, or the Cape Breton Bedlam, which sounds more like beer league hockey teams than bands. But no, Celtic Chaos, they're going to be at the Toujours Populaire Maple Sugar Festival in Nanaimo, and Joanne's going to be talking with band members Joyce Beaton and Dave Barda about that, as well as showing off some of their Celtic music instruments as well. Now Lewis, she's going to introduce us to Maya Harbo. She's a young violinist, and she's actually been raising all sorts of money for those suffering from cancer through her busking. A great musician, again, she'll be plucking the violin strings, that'll pluck your heartstrings. Stay tuned for this great story. Food fans, unite! More than 20 restaurants from Qualicum and Nanaimo are participating in a special dining series from February 19th to March 6th called Dine About Mid-Vancouver Island. To find out more, Brian's going to speak with Kathy Dick from the Nanaimo Chamber of Commerce, as well as Chef Daniel Caron from Two Chefs Affair and the Modern Cafe. Speaking of dining out, there's no one I'd rather go for dinner with than Mr. Michael Berends, our magic man, especially if he can make the check disappear. So we're going to see what sort of magic tricks he has up his sleeve with another magic moment with Michael. Great Scott, our exercise and wellness guru, Casey Scott's with us today, and she'll be talking about how to prepare for a run, in particular, the Nanaimo Run to Conquer Cancer that's coming up later this year. Event organizer Scott Speakman is also here, and he is going to tell you how you can take part. And of course, with Casey Scott and Scott Speakman, there's no way in the show I can get away scot-free. Get away scot-free. Anyway, then also prepare to meet Tarquin, the Sideshow Stuntman, who apparently does some tricks and stunts that are not really appropriate for community television, so I'm really stoked that we've got him on the air. Anna's also here to provide the role of looking grossed out and disgusted in the background. But first, culture, it's more than yogurt. Heritage, it's more than those Heritage Minute videos you see on CBC. So let's see how we're celebrating culture and heritage right here in Nanaimo. You're watching the show right here on Shaw TV.
Good day, everybody, and I've got with me here Chris Barfoot, who is, excuse me, he's the Culture and Heritage Coordinator with the City of Nanaimo, and we're going to talk about celebrating culture and heritage in the city. And Chris, can you tell us a little bit about one of those ways we're going to look at that?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. The 2016 Culture and Heritage Awards are coming up in April 13th. It's an opportunity for Nanaimo to celebrate that cultural vibrancy that we have in Nanaimo. There's so many talented people from the past, from the present, and people that we're trying to inspire in the future. And the Culture and Heritage Awards is just one opportunity to celebrate that.
So what's the history of these awards? They've been going on for a while now, haven't they?
They have been. The Arts and Cultural Awards have been going since 1998, and the Heritage Awards have been going on for a long time as well. In 2014, with the formation of the Culture and Heritage Department and the amalgamation of the Culture and Heritage Commission, it was an opportunity and probably a long overdue time to bring the two awards together. So now we celebrate not only the great arts and cultural aspects and contributions that are made in Nanaimo, but we also celebrate the heritage contributions that people are making in Nanaimo.
Can you tell us a little bit about this year's award recipients and really about the awards that they have received?
Yeah, this year we have some amazing people. Typically the process is that we get nominations and we never have a shortage of those because, again, there's just so many talented people in Nanaimo. There's 4 awards that'll be received this year. There's the Excellence in Culture, there's the Honor in Culture, and there's the Emerging Cultural Leader. And this year, which wasn't received last year, is the John Thompson Memorial Award for Heritage Contribution.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about some of those recipients then?
Yeah, so the Excellence in Cultural Award is going to a Miss Susan Juby. She's a local writer in town who's also a professor up at the Vancouver Island University. She's written many books and well known nationally and internationally for her work. And she's also being recognized for this award for her ability to inspire young authors and writers through her role at Vancouver Island University.
Great. So
yeah.
what's some of the other 3 awards?
Honor and Culture is going to a Miss Debbie Truman. She's being recognized for her many, many years of service down at the Nanaimo Museum. Her passion and dedication in bringing that museum to a high level of professionalism and making Nanaimo's museum one to be recognized and really put Nanaimo's museum on the map in the 25 years that she's been there.
Many, many people in the city know Debbie.
That's right. And the Emerging Cultural Leader Award is a new award. Hasn't been around since 1998, but it's there to recognize some young people in Nanaimo who are contributing to that cultural vitality in Nanaimo. This year it's Alyssa Glassford. She's a young, talented artist in Nanaimo who's done many community projects, heavily involved in neighborhood community art projects. Has had a lot to offer. And the John Thompson Memorial Award is going to John Hoffman. He's a long-term member of the Nanaimo Heritage Commission and a long-term member for the Friends of Morden Mine. And he's a passionate man, and when it comes to heritage conservation and heritage promotion, he's a well-deserving recipient of that award.
Well, we're all here, and Nanaimo is what it is as a city because of its history. These awards are, the award ceremony is going to be April 13th at the Port.
Yes.
And just for those who are watching our station, you should know that the MC for that event is our own Kate Bergen. So without further ado, I just want to note that on the screen is the city website, and you want to look under Culture and Heritage Awards, Chris?
Yeah, you go to the City of Nanaimo website, Culture and Heritage Department, and the Cultural Awards. All the information is there, as well as information on the recipients and on the awards. Tickets will be available through the Port Theatre, which is hosting the event, along with our MC, Kate Bergen.
Good. And they can contact you with questions. We've got your email up on the screen. So if you are at all interested in acknowledging culture and heritage in this city, please turn out to that awards night on April 13th. Let's throw it over to Marty and Kyle and the Big Mess with their next number, Bearded Lady.
In my old two-seater, I go see Raoul, that Casanova fool, my friend the fire eater. So I surely went to the circus tent to hear about his latest fling. But he looked half dead with his eyes all red, and so I started to sing. Raoul, Raoul, what's the matter with you? Raoul, Raoul, why do you look so blue? Raoul, Raoul, what's the matter, my chum? Raoul, why do you look so plump? He said, I'm in love with a bearded lady, gonna marry that girl, have a mustache, baby, gonna buy a little house in the country somewhere, run my fingers through her long brown hair. Yeah. I replied, my friend, this is reason to celebrate. Oh yes, my friend, you found your perfect mate. Raoul, Raoul, why aren't you smiling and glad? Raoul, you fool, this is the best you both ever had. He said, I'm in love with the bearded lady, gonna marry that girl, have a mustache, baby, but she's in love with the muscle man guy. So these tears roll from my eye, 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 oh my, eye, 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 oh sigh, eye, 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 don't cry, love is a crazy game. Eye, 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 oh my, eye, 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 oh sigh, eye, 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 don't cry, love is a crazy game. Holy smokes, everybody! Matt, everybody at Shaw Cable, look at the circus is coming! Oh, that's great. handled rivals before. Oh yes, Raoul, the ladies knock at your door. Raoul, Raoul, you're sure to win her desire. Oh yes, Raoul, it's what she is young and swallowing fire. He said, I'm in love with a bearded lady, but she loves him, and I'm a bit afraid, cause he winks when he smiles and he looks my way. I kinda get the feeling that he might be. Hey, hey, hey. No way! Hey, hey, hey. Okay. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, well, it was a crazy game. Hey, hey, hey. No way! Hey, hey, hey. You don't say. Hey, hey, hey. Well, okay, that was a crazy game.
Amazing stuff, ladies and gentlemen. The big mess here in the Shock TV studios. I'm getting the fist bumped in. Yeah. Kyle, Marty, thank you guys so much for being here. What the heck does the big mess mean?
The big mess is twofold. It means it's a big mess of music, right? Because we play all sorts of different genres of music. You never know what's going to come up. But it also means,
and more importantly,
a philosophical thing that hits close to home for everybody. Life. It's a mess. In some way, your life is a mess. I'm sure you can relate. We celebrate the mess.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. All right, a couple questions here for you guys. First off, thanks for being here. Now, father-son team, whose idea was it to sort of put this together? Son asked dad, dad asked son?
Well, I just want to say that we have been a father and son team for over 30 years.
You just admitted how old I am. That's not fair. I should admit how old you are.
Okay. So what was the question?
Oh, great.
Whose idea was this? Whose clown
Okay, well,
I was playing a gig. I was playing a trumpet gig, and Kyle came to see me, and I said, "Hey, do you want to just kind of noodle around?" I think it was the song "Feed Me" from Little Shop of Horrors.
Could be.
And he brought the house down. He brought down the house, and everybody was going, "Hey, what's the name of your band?"
And we went, well, we're not old. Well, we could. So, bing, light bulbs go off. Yeah. The big mess is
that
born.
Was it.
Nice, that's awesome. Were you, Marty, were you actually playing similar music when you were Kyle's age, or?
Kyle's age, slightly younger than Kyle. Oh. A little known fact, which I'm very embarrassed of, because I wouldn't recognize the song if it bit me in the, whatever. I was one of the originating members of REO Speedwagon, the group that ruined rock and roll for the Western world. Yeah.
Well, actually, I do want to ask you about the terms of style of music. Kyle, you mentioned earlier different styles. I mean, again, so REO Speedwagon, but I know you've played lots of jazz and swing groups. Yep. Looking at your history, you've played with heavy metal orchestras, you played with African percussion groups. We heard some hip-hop beatboxing there. So when you guys put a set together for your gigs, how the heck do you distill all these ideas down into a big mess show?
Good question. We both, I do believe that we both appreciate good music. We really like good music. And I'll come up with oh, I want to do that song, and Kyle will go, God, that reminds me of that. So we'll mush them together, and all of a sudden we've got what we call genre blending.
Or sometimes I'll just be sitting there hanging out with him, and I'll just be whistling a song, and he'll be like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's it's like the Game of Thrones theme song or something." And we'll look at each other, and there'll just be this moment, it's like, we couldn't do that, could we? Yeah. Why not? So that's it.
So I know too about, all these different styles together. Also lots of shows. I saw on your website, hundreds of shows since 2010, including shows in Mexico, California. But there was one show that led to those shoes. What's the story about the show in those shoes?
This is a moment of great pride for Kyle.
I'm really proud of these shoes. Recently, we were offered a trade. Hey, you guys come play at my wedding, play some music at my wedding, and I will custom make you a pair of shoes. That's by a local guy named John Shepard, who I was like, shoemakers, those exist? I thought robots made shoes. But apparently the shoemaker trade still exists, and so I went in for a fitting, and he designed these shoes. We designed them together, and I picked the colors out, and he made them for me. So we successfully traded art for art. Exactly. Yeah, and it was really cool.
What did I get out of the deal?
You get to look at my shoes every day.
Yes, I do.
All right, we have just a little more time for moving on to the next song, but first, do you do some beatbox instruction?
Yeah, I
and
do.
There's a clinic coming up soon with that?
Yeah, there is. We're doing a free beatboxing clinic up at Arbutus Music in the North End on February 28th. Anybody's welcome. No musical experience necessary, or you could be a classical aficionado. I don't care. Beatboxing is going to benefit you. It's a beautiful art form.
All right, we have 15 seconds. Teach me something real quick. Beautiful.
Good.
You taught me that really quick. Ladies and gentlemen, the Big Mess. Big Mess. Check them out. big-mess.com.
Yep.
Share the music. We got another song coming up for you now. It's time to jiggle.
Yeah, this is a song by my good friend Brooke Maxwell down in Victoria.
I'm looking for a gal with a woman's frame, no skinny little gal on the big block dame. I like my ladies 2 feet across, don't want twig, don't want Kate Moss. I'm looking for a lover with loaded bases, cause she can make it jiggle in all the right places. Too many girls are thin as a rail, trying to look pretty with their faces all pale. You fit 12 in the phone booth, 6 in the seat. Ooh, poor little things ain't had enough to eat. I love a lover with the dimples in places, she can make it jiggle in all the right places. Jiggle, jiggle, you make it jiggle, 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 woo, woo, jiggle, baby, all the time. I like a gal with a natural style, some sweet soft curves and a big warm smile. If there's meat on her bones, my heart's sold, cause the more of her, well, the more I hold. She don't need no fancy satin or laces, and she can make a jiggle in all the right places. Jiggle, a jiggle, you make a jiggle, 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 woo, woo, jiggle, baby, all the time. Oh, oh. Salad and something green and a plate of lasagna and a bowl of ice cream. She eats all the food that we're supposed to hate. You can bet, my friend, she cleans a plate. Nobody cares how skinny your waist is, and she can make a jiggle in all the right places. Jiggle, a jiggle, you make a jiggle. Jiggle, a jiggle, you make a jiggle. Oh, jiggle, a jiggle, you make a jiggle. Jiggle, a jiggle, you make a jiggle. Woo, woo, jiggle, baby, all the time. Jiggle, jiggle, you make a jiggle, 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 you make a jiggle, 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 you make a jiggle, jiggle, bop, bop, hey, da, 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 woo, woo, jiggle, baby, all the time. Jiggle, woo, yeah.
And that's the Big Mess. Well known around town, and I'm sure you've seen them somewhere before, but certainly get out to see them again if you haven't. I've got with me here today Kathy Dick, who is with the Nanaimo Chamber of Commerce, and you're going to tell us about a great new promotion that's just coming up around the corner. I guess it's called Dine About Mid-Vancouver Island?
Dine About Mid-Island. Thank you.
Mid-Island.
Thank you, Brian. Yes, we're very excited to announce that we're having our first Dine About event in Nanaimo and Mid-Vancouver Island, as you mentioned, starting February 19th through March 6th.
Great. Now, this Dine About is a promotion of local restaurants and some special pricing, some special menus. How many restaurants do we have here?
We've got 28 restaurants so far involved, and they span from Qualicum all the way through Nanaimo.
Great. And I noticed, I looked at the list, there's everything from fine dining right through to family restaurants, so it's not any excuse to not go out with the family or with your favorite person and do that after this big hype time, which is coming up this weekend with Valentine's Day. But there's a great promotion going on, and that's from, I guess it's February 19th to March 6th.
That's correct. We've got restaurants like Chef Daniel's from Modern Cafe and Two Chefs Affair. And we've got Qualicum, the Seaview restaurant at Qualicum Beach Inn, Thai Namera, Smoke and Water in that area, Bayside. We've got Boston Pizza here. We've got Ricky's. We've got a whole array. The Bistro on Westwood Lake. We've got so many great restaurants participating.
We have some great restaurants in town, and I know you couldn't have been to all of them, and even if you have, their menu changes and evolves, and this special menu, what's the promotion, Kathy?
The chefs have an opportunity to be creative and give us a great value, and the promotions are you can pick a meal from $25, $35, or $45, and it's a 3-course dinner. And some of the restaurants are partaking in $25, $35, and $45, all three, or choosing just one at $25 level.
And it's a chance to get out, see some of the local restaurants. Certainly there's some of the chain restaurants, but there's some great unique restaurants in Nanaimo that are independently owned, and we support our local people like Chef Daniel Caron here, who is just, he's prepared some things already, and he's working on some other things for you right now. I'll talk to him a little later, but it's some great food, some recent things, some changes that he and his partners have done, and they've got taken over the Modern Cafe, and I guess that's going to have a great dinner promotion going on. There's some wonderful restaurants in the downtown area, but it's all from the north end of Nanaimo right through to the south end.
That's right, and we paired up with the British Columbia Restaurant Association with this event because they have done it before in Kelowna, Vancouver, and Victoria. So we thought we're tying in with Victoria's date of February 19th through March 6th. We're piggybacking on that, and we're kicking it off on the same date. And we're very, very excited about it.
And this is a great time to get out and check out these restaurants before the onslaught of all the tourists come in the summer and the spring who come here to. This is one of the destination areas, but our own people don't necessarily get out and support our own restaurants. So here's a chance. The details of all 28 restaurants are listed on your website, I guess it would be, or is it the Facebook page? The Facebook or website is Dine About Mid-Island.
dineaboutmidisland.ca, and we have a Facebook, we're doing Twitter, we're going to have posters, it's going to be in the newspaper, on the radio. No excuse not to come out.
Well, look it up. Certainly come back and check us out later because there's some great food being prepared right behind us here. Don't forget, Dine About Mid-Island. Okay, thank you for coming out, Kathy.
Thank you, Brian, for having me.
And we'll throw to Joanne.
Okay, well, thank you, Brian. That food looks extremely tempting. I'll try to concentrate, but it will be a pleasure to concentrate because I'm here tonight with Joyce Beaton and Dave Barta. They're two of a frequently quartet, sometimes quintet, that is amazing to listen to, Celtic Chaos. So welcome this evening. How are you doing?
Great, thank you.
Okay, so what have you been up to lately? What's been going on with your touring schedule lately?
Well, I would say because it's February and so therefore very close to Robert Burns. Because we're a Celtic band, you can't get past January without celebrating Robert Burns.
Yes.
And because we're a band that has a spoken word performer as well as rather brilliant musicians in it, we, if I say so myself.
And modest too.
And modest musicians. He does do the Robert Burns poetry, the address to the haggis, so we end up doing quite a lot of these ceilidhs in the month of January.
Okay.
And this month,
we're performing at the Maple Sugar Festival in Nanaimo. Looking forward to that.
Okay. And full disclosure time, I'm one of the people involved in the coordination of that festival, and I've seen you perform at last year's festival, so it's great to welcome you back for another year's performance. And of course, it's not unusual to hear Celtic performers because there is that kind of fiddle flavor as well with French-Canadian fiddle musicians. And I hear you're going to be performing shortly in the next couple of days with someone who's quite renowned from Quebec.
yes, Andre Brunet, who is a world-renowned Quebecois fiddler, is arriving actually in Nanaimo tomorrow, especially to perform with us in Qualicum on Friday and to teach a weekend Quebecois fiddle workshop. So that means that an accordion will also be taught. By the time we go to Maple Sugar, we're ready.
You're going to be ready for
We'll be very Quebecois.
The Scottish, the Irish, the Quebecois, all of it. It's going to be blended throughout.
That umbrella of
Exactly.
Celtic, yes.
And this particular gentleman, Andre Brunet, was one of the fiddlers who performed at the 2010 opening ceremonies of the 2010 Olympic Games.
He was the guy in the blue outfit that dropped out the sky in a canoe.
Okay.
I can remember that.
That's making an entrance.
We're not going to do that.
No, he's not going to bring the canoe as part of his apparatus for the workshop, eh?
Well, if he is, he hasn't told us yet.
So I see you have your instruments with you, and I just wanted to hear like what it is that you do with those instruments that gives them their particular Celtic flavor.
Very good question. And I mean, I think both of our instruments are very adaptable to different kinds of music. So certainly when we're playing Celtic music, you'll find this instrument's a piano accordion. So on the right hand, it looks just like a regular piano, and in fact, the piano is my first instrument. And on the left hand, there's buttons, but lots of accordions will have buttons on both sides. And so, again, the instrument is very versatile and different genres.
Okay, yes, and you're going to be giving us a taste of that with different flavors of music at the festival as well. And for the fiddle, obviously the fiddle is a focal instrument in traditional music.
There is a folk music in the world that doesn't have a fiddle in it, most definitely. I would say the difference between violin and fiddle would be fun. Not that you don't have fun playing the violin, but lots of fun playing the fiddle, lots of feet moving, lots of groove, often a couple of strings at once. And the original dance band, certainly in Scotland, were fiddle and cello.
So it's definitely at the festival we like to see people get up and dance, and you will give them plenty of opportunity to do so. You will be performing on this Sunday. The festival takes place from the 26th to the 28th of February, and you will be here on the Sunday. At 10:30 you will be making a performance, and at noon you will be doing something else?
Yeah, 10:30 we're on the main stage, and we'll do more of a typical concert performance, but at noon we're in one of the side rooms and we're doing a workshop, and it's going to be a dance workshop. So we will have some dance calling, we'll provide the music, but really anybody that can walk in there will be able to participate in this dancing.
So it's going to be a rollicking good time listening to all of you play, and I know that people throughout Vancouver Island have heard you play, and sometimes you go overseas to Hornby Island?
Overseas to Hornby, Salt Spring, Quidby, Malcolm Island.
Yes, okay. And throughout this interview we've had an excerpt of a piece called Real Saint Antoine, which is from one of your CDs that is a traditional Quebecois piece. So again, we're very honored at the festival to see you, and thank you for taking the time and to share with us what these experiences have been like for you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And now, without further ado, we'll talk to yet another entertainer, Magic Mike.
Hey everybody, it's time for another magic moment right here on the show, right here on Shaw TV, and we're filming a couple days before Valentine's Day, so I have to do a little bit of Valentine's Day magic. Whew, I know, looks good. There you go, it's my little Valentine's Day magic. All right, time to get some people on stage here or on our studio set. I have Matt here. Matt, come on in. Anna, come on in. We're going to be doing a little bit of magic with you guys here today.
Excellent.
All right, magic. Ooh,
look at the magic.
Ta-da. Hey, this is going to be fun. We're using 2 hosts this time. We have never done this before, so hopefully this will all work out. Take a look. We have a deck of cards, and what we're going to do is I'm going to get each of you to select one, and this is what we're going to do. They're all very random. Anna, I'm just going to run through. Just tell me when to stop at any time. You ready?
Stop.
Right there?
Yep.
You're happy there?
Yep.
All right. Let's take a look at your card. Ooh, the Ace of Diamonds.
I got it.
Yeah.
Good card.
Ace of Diamonds. Very, very good. Anna, take the marker.
Okay.
Sign your name on the front.
Okay.
Awesome. Susanna, you can give that to Matt because he'll use it in a second. So Anna, look at that. Ace of Diamonds.
It is.
Has your name on it.
You bet.
This is what we're going to do. I'm going to take it and we're going to put it inside of this pile. Keep it safe. Okay?
Okay.
Now Matt,
Yes.
we're going to get you to pick a card too.
All right.
Very, very easy. I'm just going to run through. Just tell me when to stop at any time. Here we go, Matt.
Stop.
Right there. You happy there?
Yep, happy there.
Good. Okay. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at what you got. What do you think you got?
Ace of Hearts.
No, the 2 of spades. Oh, 2 of spades. Close. Matt, do me a favor. Actually, don't sign the front. Sign the back.
Sign the back?
for me.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, sure. Ta-da. Okay, cap the pen. We can put that away. So we have your card, which was the Ace of
Diamonds.
Ace of Diamonds. Matt, you had the 2 of spades.
2 spades.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to take the 2 of spades. We're going to drop it inside of there.
Okay.
Your Ace of Diamonds is in here. A little bit of sleight of hand. I'm going to put you guys together like this.
Okay.
And do a quick little shuffle. Looks just like this.
Yeah.
Not bad, huh? Whoa.
Looks like me. Shuffling.
Yeah, very, very good. And a little bit of a cut, just like so. Fair?
Okay.
Nice. I want you to take a look because we're going to run through in that little shuffle and in that cut. You'd almost swear that if we run through, we have taken your cards and
There's Matt.
That's mine, yeah.
put them together. I know. Very, very cool. A little bit of a shuffle.
Wow.
I know, very, very cool.
Awesome.
So, Matt, you have your card. Anna, you have your
I
card.
do. Wow.
Very cool. Now, this is cool. They found each other. Now I'm going to do the really, really cool part of this. I want you to watch it close.
Okay.
Because I'm going to take Matt and Anna. I'm going to put them together just like so. I'm just going to give it a little squeeze, just like that.
We're squeezing.
You guys are squeezing. Take a look. Ready? Woo. There we go. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see that? I want you to take a, yeah, you see 2 cards. And you see your
Right.
signature here.
Yeah,
and
Matt's
Anna, I
card.
want you to take a good look.
What?
Because Matt's not on the 2 of
No
spades
way.
anymore. And Anna,
No way.
you guys are stuck on the exact same
Unreal.
card.
Wow.
That's it for your magic moment. You guys can keep that one as a souvenir. Anna, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Matt, thank you very much.
Wow.
Very good. That's it for your magic moment. Talk to you guys later.
Unbelievable.
Stuck together,
We
man.
were stuck together indeed. Well, great stuff. Michael Berends, ladies and gentlemen, Magic Moment with Michael. Awesome stuff. You are watching the show right here on Shaw TV. We're about halfway through the program. Charlotte's trying not to run over Kyle right now. Good stuff. All right, so far on the program, we've talked about Nanaimo's Culture and Heritage Awards. We've met our musician, Voxman, Kyle, and Marty from The Big Mess. Took our first bites into learning about the Dine about Mid-Vancouver Island restaurant feature. We also went to the sweet side of Celtic music and instruments with the Celtic Chaos and the Maple Sugar Festival. And of course, once again, just wowed with our Magic Moment with Michael. Coming up on the program, we have some more music from The Big Mess, more food talk with Daniel Caron of Two Chefs Affair and Modern Cafe. That's all part again of the Dine About Mid-Vancouver Island series. We're going to meet a young busker who's raising money for cancer victims. We're also going to meet a Sideshow stuntman named Tarquin who puts his body through some rather painful and questionable activities, all for entertainment, of course. But first, you know, running properly, I hear it's a good thing, but running properly for a good cause is even better. So I'm looking over at Casey. She has the requisite footwear and the requisite skills to tell us a bit about that. So Casey, over to you.
Hey, thank you, Matt. I'm here today with Scott Speakman to talk about the Run to Conquer Cancer, an event that is happening right in Nanaimo very soon. Not only is Scott the organizer of the event, but him and his wife spend a lot of time doing a lot of volunteer fundraising in our community. I think with the big goal, which we'll talk about later, all to raise money for the Ride to Conquer Cancer later in the year. So with that being said, welcome to the show, Scott. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me today.
So let's start. Tell me a little bit about the run. When and where does it take place?
The run happens on April 10th at 10 a.m. for the 5K, and the children's 1K is at 11 a.m. All the money raised for this run, 100% of all proceeds, will benefit the BC Cancer Foundation here on Vancouver Island.
So that's what I find really kind of cool, that the money stays right here. So often people are leery about events like this because we don't really know where it's going, what's happening with that. My other favorite part of the event is the kids run, right? They get to do a 1K run. With the adult run, it's 5K and it's walk or run.
Yep.
You don't have to run.
Nope. You can walk.
And with the kids run, they're running.
Oh, the kids are running. They're running as fast as they possibly can. It's some of the most fun you'll ever watch.
And talk to me a bit about registration fees. There's an early registration, so we want people to get online and get registering sooner than later.
Yeah, you can register anytime online via our website, NanaimoConquerCancer.com. Early registration goes until March 1st. $20 per person for an adult, $10 for kids, or families up to 2 adults and 3 kids is only $40.
So tell me just a little bit about why do you guys put so much? There's got to be a reason why you put so much into fundraising.
Unfortunately, the world of cancer nowadays affects 1 in 3 families. I don't think anybody watching the show doesn't know somebody who's been affected by cancer, and my family is not exempt from it either. So it is very personal for us, for my wife and I, to raise as much money as we can to make it so that we have better outcomes at the end of the day.
That's amazing. That's truly something. With that being said, we want to invite all of you viewers to get online, sign up for this great event, but we want to make sure that you're safe. A lot of people, when they're learning to run or preparing to run, they wind up with injuries. So to prevent that, we're just going to go through a few little exercises, a few little things that can just help you prepare for our run. So really, really simple. I just want to start with your ankles, okay? It's all about keeping your ankles, knees, your hips, and your joints safe. So can you do some toe, toe, heel, heel? I know he kind of laughed at me when I first showed him this exercise. Even at whatever state of fitness level you're at, we need to keep our joints safe. So this is just great for your ankles, great way to prevent shin splints. Moving on from there, we want to make sure the upper body is relaxed, so our upper body posture is good. So just give me some big shoulder rolls. Seems really cliche, but really you want to be thinking about rolling your rib cage from the front, rolling the rib cage through the back, and just getting a big movement going on there. Relaxing in the neck and shoulders, no stress. Hip rotations. Your hips are really, get them moving. Hope those jeans aren't too tight. Making sure the hips are good. Hips are really important. They decide if we have good knees, if we have good lower backs. All right, and we're just going to do a couple little forward lunges. Lunges, just open up and stretch out the hips a little bit for us. Yeah, he's got it. Only one more. And the best thing you can do for your ankles, knees, and hips is stand on one foot. Can you stand on one foot?
Oh,
we practiced. So I wanted to just quickly touch on this. This is the Run to Conquer Cancer, but this is all about a Ride to Conquer Cancer, which is where you guys have raised some huge money.
Yeah, so the Run to Conquer Cancer, as weird as it sounds, is a fundraiser for the BC Ride to Conquer Cancer, benefiting the BC Cancer Foundation here on Vancouver Island. We started doing the ride, my wife and I. This will be our 5th year. This will be the 4th year of doing the run. And it takes a lot of money to raise to do the Ride to Conquer Cancer, but anybody can do the Run to Conquer Cancer, so everybody can get to help out. In 4 years, we've raised just over $115,000.
Wow.
All benefiting the BC Cancer Foundation.
That is absolutely remarkable. So if people are looking for more information on this, they can do that
via our website, NanaimoConquerCancer.com. It's there 24/7.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate you coming on the show. I hope that all of you viewers will get online and sign up. In the meantime, we're going to send this back to the Big Mess for another song. Very entertaining, you guys.
Nessundorma, Nessundorma, tu pure o principessa, nella tua fredda stanza, guardi le stelle che tremano d'amore e di speranza. Ma il mio mistero è cosa in me. Il nome mio nessun saprà. No, no, sulla tua bocca lo dirò quando la luce splenderà.
Thank you, Big Mess. Awesome music as always. So tonight, I have two very special guests, Maya Harbo and Charlene Harbo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Good of you to join us. So Maya Harbo, I'm calling you the littlest heroine, because even though you're small in stature, you've got a heart like all outdoors. I understand with that little fiddle of yours, you've raised a lot of money for cancer, among other things. Could you tell me, how did you get started doing all that?
Playing the violin?
Yes.
Well, when I was little, like 6 years old, I liked Barbie movies, and in one of the Barbie movies there was a character playing the violin, and I liked the sound of it, so I wanted to play the violin.
Very good. And then how did you get going with the busking that you used to raise all this money?
Well, I like to play for people, except I don't really need the money, so I'd rather donate it to people who need it more than I do.
So there's this little girl named Chelsea, I understand, this little 2-year-old girl that you raise money for. Charlene, could you sort of tell us about little Chelsea?
Sure. Actually, I became aware of Chelsea through a good friend of mine who has a very close relationship to Chelsea and her family. And there was a diagnosis of cancer at the age of 2.5. And the family was currently living in Malaysia. And unfortunately, they do not have the healthcare system that we do here in Canada. And so they were in dire needs of financial assistance. So there was a blog on the computer that was formed to help the family. And once we were aware of that, we immediately wanted to help.
Now, when you got started, Maya, what was it like when you first started busking? Was it a little scary? All these big people going by and you're playing your fiddle. What was it like for you?
Well, at first, when I did it, I was nervous that people wouldn't like the classical music because they wouldn't know what I was playing.
I think we have some photos of you actually playing your fiddle and raising some money. So you raised this money in the summer and you gave it to her at Christmas time. What was it like? You were waiting for you must have been anxious to give her the money, and what was all that like for you, waiting to give her this money?
It was really exciting.
We have actually a photo of you actually giving them money. What was it like when Maya gave the money?
Actually, she raised the money in the summer, and we were well aware that the little girl Chelsea would be moving to Nanaimo. And so we held on to the money and we waited patiently. Maya kept asking me, when do I get to meet her? When do I get to give her the money? And finally, over the Christmas holidays, we were actually able to have a personal meeting and donate the money.
And the little girl had a huge impact on her. She was in bed for months, and she got up and danced. And
it was a very special moment.
I'm sure it was. And I guess you must have felt really happy about that too, Maya. Happy all around. Well, listen, I see you have your fiddle with you, and by coincidence, I just happen to have my guitar. Why don't we play the folks a little song? What kind of song do you think we could play for them?
We'll be playing The Farmer's Market by Christine Donkin.
Okay, let's do it. Nice, really nice. Now, I think there's some other work. There's some other work you're doing. There's some other charitable work. Charlene, what kind of work is Chelsea doing here?
Maya also raised money for a family at her school who also had a young daughter diagnosed with cancer. And then her most recent involvement was with Volunteer Nanaimo, and she became a Christmas angel for a family in need.
And there was a gal named Rita from Volunteer Nanaimo that inspired all this and brought us all together so we could actually be on the show, and Maya could share her wonderful music. Thanks for coming on the show, sharing that music. It's wonderful music you're playing with the fiddle. Keep up the good work, and congratulations on raising such a daughter, Charlene.
Thank you very much.
Keep up the good work, too.
Thank
Thank you
you.
both for coming on the show, for joining me.
You're welcome.
My pleasure to meet you. Now I'd like to throw it over to Anna, and who has a stuntman with some amazing stunts to show us.
Thank you, Louis, from magic to stunts. And today my guest is Tarquin, and he is the Sideshow Stuntman. Welcome, Tarquin.
Hi, thank you.
Welcome to the show. And you brought lots of wonderful things here to show. You do some stunts. So maybe you can explain a little bit about some of the fun things that you brought.
Absolutely. Everything you see here is used and well abused during my stage shows. I do a really fun 60-minute sideshow show, which involves, as far as I know, the only sideshow use of a cheese grater. I also use, of course, a staple gun. I have, I believe, North America's only 4-trap finale, where 4 animal traps get released on me at the end. It's a lot of fun.
And you're still here with us. Awesome.
I am. I'm here.
Now, is that what you're going to be doing for your next? You've got a show coming up in April. Is that
Absolutely.
right?
I'm touring all across BC in April.
Excellent.
Excuse me, 1 second.
No problem.
Excuse me. And on April 2nd, I'll be here in Nanaimo at the Cambie. So one of the things that I am going to be doing at the Cambie, as well as at my other shows, is a routine called Blockhead. Now, this is straight from Coney Island.
And you are going to be doing that for us today. That's your...
Absolutely, that's what I'm here
and
for.
I just want to warn our viewers, please don't try this at home, okay? This is something that Tarquin has done, and he's practiced this, so he knows what he's doing.
It is very important. I live and will probably die by the saying, do stupid things the smart way.
Okay.
Now, and I promised you that I was going to use this nail.
That's right.
To perform Blockhead. Now, Blockhead is a routine where I'm going to take a nail and pound it up my nose.
That's right. I'm really interested to see this.
However,
actually.
when I told you I was going to use this nail, I lied.
Oh, okay.
No, we're using this one.
Oh, great. Even bigger.
Now, just for our viewers at home, I'm going to get you to take that.
Okay.
Just try and bend it.
Yeah, nope.
Good solid nail. Give it a whack or two against there.
Whacking.
It's a
Nope,
good
it's
solid nail.
solid.
Now, I hope you don't mind. This is by no means any insult.
Oh, no.
I don't know where your hands are being. And I do know where
Not a
mine have
problem.
been, so we need this.
Understandable.
Now, as they mentioned earlier, this is just hand sanitizer. Please, please, please do not try this at home, because this nail goes directly in here. And, it was that cough that did it. Oh, you know what? It's... Oh, Matt, you're recording this on your phone. Can I just borrow your phone? This is a little stuck here. This is
okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I just need to borrow this here just a little bit. Hope you don't mind. Yeah, that did it. Thank you very much, Matt.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right. So that's
Okay.
Blockhead.
That is Blockhead.
That's taking a nail, pounding it right up your nose. It's a really fun routine. Now, typically, I would take it out.
Right.
But since you're here,
You want me to take it out? Really?
what I need you to do is to hold your right hand just like this. I'm going to get you to pinch it and pull it straight out. This
know if I
nail is right
can.
by
I'll
my
try.
brain. So you go ahead, pinch it, pull it straight.
Oh, no.
There we go. That's the routine called Blockhead.
Wow. Tarquin. Yikes.
There's a few green faces out there. I like this.
Did you did? Wow. And I don't know what can I say after that? That's incredible.
Well, I tell you what.
We have to come to your show now and watch all the
Absolutely.
other wonderful things that you do.
At the Cambie, I'm going to be releasing this trap here on my elbow. 200 pounds per square inch is going to be having my elbow dropped into it. You can go to any number of places. You can go to the Cambie to pick up tickets, Catwalk Fashions, and Space Age Bachelor Pad by the China Steps.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tarquin, for joining us today
My
and
pleasure.
showing
Thank you
us
very much.
Blockhead. And now we are going to go to the demo counter with Brian and Chef.
Thank you, Anna. I'm not sure how to follow that up, but we're going into fine dining here. And I have with me Chef Daniel Caron, who is from Two Chefs Affair and the Modern Cafe. And he has been busily working here, preparing all this food, and the aromas are something else. Daniel, you've got, I guess, one of your dishes that you're going to be promoting during the Dine About Mid-Island.
That's right. We started off with Dine About. I wanted to bring food back in that's an old, because of the Modern's an older building, heritage building, I wanted to bring in some old classics, pan-seared scallops. Well, a little bit of a twist to it. I had some bacon jam to it. Also some wasabi peas, puree, just to give it flavoring and texture, and maybe a little bit different ethnic flavor to it.
Well, that's great fusion, I would say.
Exactly. And then I went to my favorite, steak and crab. Alaskan king crab, brought in, and nice little fillet, served on top of a risotto or potatoes, depending on what the client wants that night. Nice market vegetables, drawn butter, and it's all going to be done to order, nice and fresh. And the whole thing behind it is to bring people out on the slower time of the year, when we had time, when some people could come out and enjoy and experiment different menus. As earlier, like Kathy mentioned, there's different price ranges. So people can come out and actually have a budget and enjoy themselves.
I know you've been around a long time with Two Chefs, and you've got a great following for a brunch, lunch,
correct. That's right.
grouping, and great support for that. But now, having taken over the Modern, you were telling me you're trying to convert that into back to the heritage foods and a little bit different food and a higher class of food than was previously there.
That's right. I'm trying to have more fun with it, having people interact with the food. We have different oyster dishes. We have some local salmon. Like, I'm trying to bring local farmers from the vegetables to the sea to the land. So the beef, the seafood, and all that. So I'm trying to have fun with it. When in season, bring it in. Let the farmers, let the land give us what they got, instead of being picky and choosing all over the world. Let's keep it local.
Well, this is an example of, I guess what it is an example of what local restaurateurs can do, local chefs, and there's hidden gems here right in Nanaimo or right on Vancouver Island. And
that's right.
You don't need to follow what's going on in the big chains. Come to a place like Two Chefs or the new operations of the Modern Cafe and see what Chef Daniel's got. This is just unbelievable. You've got the scallops here with the wasabi pea and bacon jam.
Like, I have a great crew behind me. I can't do this alone. I have a great team, the front of the house, the back of the house. We all have ideas. We sit down, talk, I throw in, I want to put this kind of beef, and all of a sudden 3-4 ideas come out. You know, and that's how we create a dish. It's not just me, it's a team. And that's what I want to build a team, and I want people to feel comfortable to come in and experiment and enjoy.
Well, I must say, I've never had a bad meal in Nanaimo from local people who provide the food with local foods, and I think someone's taking some away.
Sorry. Okay.
I know
looks too
the
good.
scallop's been sitting here a while. This, you have to come out and support our local restaurants. This is important for the vibrancy of our community, and I think for you to test your palate with what's around. This is amazing food that's here. Matt?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, obviously, beautiful presentation, great local ingredients, and as you mentioned, so many amazing restaurants in this region. Very well worth supporting. So Daniel, I know you've been on the show before. Yes. Great to have you back, and again, your contribution to the Nanaimo and Center Vancouver Island food scene is not unnoticed as well.
Awesome. So, thank you so much.
I'm glad to show it off here. So thanks so much for being here, and awesome. Brian, thanks so much for having us together.
My pleasure. This is great pleasure, and I'll be testing some of this.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to get my wrap up here done so I can come back and join in with you that. So sorry, Howie, I just get by you there for a second. Anyways, I did for my wrap here. I was asked my friend Tara to sort of put together some restaurant references in regards to Dine About Mid-Vancouver Island. So I thought I'd throw as many restaurants as I could into my throw here. So a bit of a story from, thanks to my friend Tara. It was a dark and stormy, bold night. As Terrace used to say, I was camping up on top of a mountain wearing snow boots on my feet and zoo gloves on my hand. Now in the morning on the mountain you have a Pacific Prime sea view, and then you can go skiing, dodging those Westwood brown cedars down Black Diamond Run until you reach the ocean. You can see the lighthouse up there and minnows swimming down there. Now after skiing, of course, you need a hot cup of cocos, and if mixed well, it can taste nice and chocolatey like Risso's Pieces. You know, if it's not mixed properly though, it might be kind of weak, like drinking smoke and water. Now, if you do need hot cocoa, of course, with meals at hockey games as well, especially when games between the Rangers and Bruins, because some people like, you know, New York style, and some people like Boston pizza. And of course, if you're trying to be diplomatic, no, you can soak out a tie game. But of course, things aren't very diplomatic though when gossip starts going around the firehouse. They've been grilling the fire chief's wife, Mrs. Ritchie's. Because the rumor, here's the story, it's scandalous. She's been seen leaving sous chef Ricky's house recently, even though she was originally Joe's. And now word on the street is that line cook Simon holt onto her. So what this all comes down to now, it's a sad modern tale of two chefs' affairs. Thank you very much for putting on to that. Please support local restaurants. Thanks to all our guests and Harquin volunteers and staff in front of the cameras behind the scenes. Thank you to Mambo Pizza as well. I didn't mention the story, but they got some pizza for our hungry crew every show. You can find out more about this show on Facebook, facebook.com/The Show on Shaw. You can also check out previous episodes of the show there and on YouTube, Central Vancouver Island. And hey, do you have an event, cause, demonstration, or personnel you'd like to bring to the show? You're always looking for great Central Vancouver Island guests, so drop a line to Kate Bergen at kate.bergen@sjrb.ca. And if you want to volunteer on the show, always room for volunteers here, drop a line to our volunteer coordinator, Melissa Hall. That's melissa.hall@sjrb.ca. All right, now it's time for a little bit of music to take us home. Once again, The Big Mess. Thank you so much for watching the show right here on Shaw TV. Yeah. My man.
Matt, you rock. Matt, you rock. Here we are, we're on the show. Oh, y'all, stick a nail in your nose. Don't it feel good? Looks so good, like some food cooking over there on the counter.